to start this. Hello, scumbags!
Hey, what's up?
We haven't said that in like a year.
Welcome back.
We also haven't been on in like a year.
No, it's been at least 2 fortnights. Which is also a game.
Because we were planning on... Anyway, yeah, we've been off. Yeah.
Just like Star Wars comes into your life and it goes away for 20 to 30 years, we're back. And we're going to have episodes every week until you hate us again. Boom. Just like the real Star Wars.
But yeah, it's sorry we've been away. I came here literally at the beginning of the month. October,
last week?
No, like October 4th.
Okay.
It was like the 4th or the 3rd. I came here with the ready to record. Everything ready.
Yeah.
And then you got held up on work.
That was last week.
No. That happened again. Then I went to Florida.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And we were going to record in Florida. But we couldn't record while I was in Florida.
Yeah.
And then
you were in Florida experiencing Star Wars Disney style.
Oh my gosh! I gotta show that video on here of the Phasma March.
Oh yeah.
We gotta do that. And then last week I came by to do it. You worked late again, and then I actually have a job now, so I've been working. So by the time you got back, I was like this. So
in my house, it was quite weird.
It was weird. But I had some pizza, so.
Yep. We're back, and we're sorry. Life gets in the way, but in the words of the immortal Jeff Goldblum, life finds a way.
We easily could not have done this today because I didn't bring any equipment. I left it all at home because I was tired this morning.
Yeah, so we are using my computer, so let's hope it all works. I didn't mention this.
I'm trying to do like the audio's not working.
You're a real card. That's really, I know we're videotaping this, but we are a podcast medium, so all these sight jokes don't work if people are just listening to the audio. This is Rebel Scum Podcast. I am James. This is
Brock.
Okay.
110.
No.
110.
110 Dalmatians. Is that how much it was?
Ooh, 111 Dalmatians I never saw.
Why was the second 101 Dalmatians 102 Dalmatians? I know technically, but they made a bunch of...
No, it was 101.
Get this out of here.
Well, the graphic covered it, so nobody saw it.
Yeah.
It was 101 Dalmatians, no?
Yeah, it was 101, but then,
Sequel was 100.
Disney made a second one, I think.
I think that was only live action.
Imagine we lived in a world where they made 9 more of those movies about dogs.
Glenn Close was great.
Glenn Close was great. Soon to be Emma Watson. No, Emma.
Are they remaking 101 Dalmatians?
So.
I was just in Disney.
She's gonna be Cruella de Vil.
Emma
Stone.
Which one's Emma Stone? Emma Stone. She's like 20.
I know.
Oh no! Wait. Are they doing like an origin story about how she became evil?
I don't know. I don't read articles. I just look at pictures.
When I was a kid, I used to have a family.
Yeah.
And my family had.
They left you on Jakku. They left me like on the garbage you are.
But my family had like a really nice cottage.
Oh, okay.
It was like a beautiful cottage.
Right.
And we went like every summer, and they used to be like, and there was a lot of kids, like because it was a family thing, right? It was like my third cousin or something like that, and there was like 20 kids, and they're all ages, and I was like 5, so I was around the young barrel of it then, and there was like the teenage ones, and teenage ones was like, we're gonna play this game called Bloody Mary, and you're gonna go in the bathroom and turn off the light, and you're gonna spin around 3 times, and you're gonna say Bloody Mary, look in the mirror, and she's gonna stare at you, and I was like, what? So I did it. I didn't see anything, but I always pictured Bloody Mary to be Cruella de Vil. At that point, I don't even know if I had seen 101 Dalmatians. That's what was weird.
Half white, half black hair,
and she wore a Dalmatian jacket. Jasper was great.
Awesome. Speaking of cousins, I learned recently, and I forgot to tell you this, my cousin, my cousin's husband, but I consider him my cousin as well. His name is Sean. He lives out in Washington, and he actually listens to our podcast. My parents went to visit him and found out that he is a huge Star Wars nerd, and he's been in our family for about, I can't remember how long they've been married. Probably 15 years since I was a teenager, and I'm 46 years old.
You are.
But him and my cousin Andrew have been married for a while. They just adopted a baby girl, Fiona. So my parents went to go meet her because they live out in Washington State, so we don't get to see them out that quite often. Apparently, in the one bedroom or office that Sean has, it's all nerd stuff. To the point that Fiona has a stuffed BB-8 toy. My dad is also learning how to use a cell phone now.
Oh, congratulations.
So he takes pictures and says, I made a WhatsApp group for me and my parents. It's called Smink Talk. They still don't understand it, and they still end all their texts with, from Dad. Love, Mom. So anyways, my dad took a picture of my mother holding Fiona and BB-8, I think. Yes. And they're like...
We put that on the show.
Or maybe my mom was just holding the BB-8 because the message was, 2 of your favorite things. And I'm like, oh, God. So anyways, long story short, apparently Sean has listened to our channel, our shows. Hello, Sean. Thank you for supporting your family. I don't know if he listens to everyone.
He only listens to your half.
He only listens to mine.
He's muted everything else.
I don't care about anything else. So maybe I'll give him a shout-out link on Facebook so he can listen to this.
Yeah, for sure. Also, speaking of family,
yeah,
let's get really corny for a second. We haven't been off for a month.
Correct.
But I'm not going to lie. I was very touched and surprised.
Yeah.
By all of your emails and your tweets and your Facebook messages. And Josh from the Den of Nerds is like, you need to do a podcast. People are asking me questions.
Like, anything to ruin Josh's day.
Yes. But thank you guys so much. It's cool that you guys look forward to hearing us talk about the wars.
They put our picture on milk cartons. Mm-hmm. Banther milk. Or sorry, blue milk cartons.
Jawa Juice.
That's that thing you like.
Do you think Jawa Juice is like the Jones soda of Galaxy?
Interesting. Jawa Juice. For some reason...
Hey, Dex, I got another Jawa Juice.
For some reason in my head, it's coffee.
No, you're probably right.
Java. Speaking of products from Star Wars... One thing that we missed out on, apparently, I think New York Comic Con revealed it. They have Star Wars themed candles now with different scents. Like, I think Millennium Falcon, I think Chewbacca, Yoda.
Is the Millennium Falcon scent just like a dirty car? It's just like,
it's just grease.
Why does it smell like cheddar in here?
It's coaxium runoff or whatever. And there's also one called Banther milk, but apparently they misspelled it and it's Banther milk, and they did not fix it. I don't know where you can buy them because I did no research.
Possibly they might like retcon Banther to like if it's a plural of Banther, it's Banther now.
Imagine that was like, okay, you're Kathleen Kennedy, you just got a renewal on your contract. That's one thing that happened while we were gone.
I loved it. Our top 5 is top 5 things that happened while we were gone.
Top 5 things, so we won't talk about old stories. We'll talk about it there. And her first, like, she gets in, or sorry, the day after her contract is signed, and they're like, that slides across her table, Banther milk, and she's like, hello, Pablo, we have a problem. And then if it was a TV show, you cut to Pablo Hidalgo, like, sitting in his office, smoking a cigarette. It's like, consider it done. So it's now called Banther.
Like loads of gun.
Or Banther. Oh, God, I should have.
Banther is the plural terminology for a Banther.
Banthai is the plural?
No, it's Banther now.
Everyone,
Disney has spoken.
Let us settle it. What is the plural
Hashtag,
of Bantha? This
might show up on my top 5, but Bob Iger, shout outs. What?
I love how we're like yelling.
We haven't done this in so long.
This is probably going to sound
so much
terrible.
to talk about. Anyway, I went to the Florida, the Disney.
Yes,
you
let's
went
talk
there.
about that. But you saw Star Wars things, and I did not.
I saw a lot of Star Wars. Like Aaron at one. Okay, Aaron. That's just
Aaron.
She's like, I can't get away from Star Wars. First of all, I actually
That's what she sounds like.
Yeah, but I was like, I wasn't even like, let's go do Star Wars things. I was like, let's find Donald frickin' Duck.
Yeah.
Goof Troop. And
you can't find Goof Troop. You can find Goofy.
True story. I didn't get this because I didn't get anything. But I got you something, but I forgot it. But so they had pins of a Goofy movie.
Yeah. Powerline.
No, they weren't Powerline. No, they were
just Goof.
They were like from the Goofy. Is that like a Goofy movie? Goofy, and like yeah. And I was like, that's amazing. I never got them because they were probably $21.99 or something. But yeah. So I was like, I want to see Donald Duck. Can someone find me Sleepy Hollow? I found Sleepy Hollow, but I wanted like it was whatever. It was those kind of things I was more into. Right? And then so we went to Hollywood Studios we did 4 days. 4 days. And the last day we went to Hollywood Studios, and it's Toy Story Land, but they want you to know that the Galaxy's Edge is coming. Oh. Like, they want you to know. First of all, the trolley that takes you in from the parking spot, parked in Donald Duck music. They were like, not but sure they told us, but so they were like, you have to get off here because construction for the new Star Wars land. And I was like, that sounds like attitude from a Disney employee. Awesome. I got some attitude from some employees. It was pretty nice. They were not into my jokes. But then you walk in, there's like pictures all lined up like, this is coming. Galaxy's Edge is coming. And then Mickey and Minnie like driving around California is coming. I don't know which I'm more excited about. But yeah, so you see all pictures. Then you go in, there's an exhibit. And in the exhibit, they have a model of what it's going to look like. Yeah. I'll post pictures on Facebook from what I took for those of you that can't go. I know a lot of people can.
Feel free to drop them in the edit.
While I could do that too, but it'll also be on Facebook. And then I think Aaron got a better video. Because, I was just doing mostly goofy videos for Instagram while I was there. But you could watch, like, a video of what they were planning. Yeah. And it's coming late fall, they say. Late fall 2019. So, Christmas rush. Yeah. They're going to get you. They're going to get you dollars. It looked... so, I did Star Tours. I should preface this by saying, Aaron and I did Star Tours. We fast passed Star Tours, Indiana Jones, and stuff. Nice. So, we did Star Tours. And because of fast pass, we went right in. And when it ended, Aaron, like, turned to me and goes... Star Wars Land is going to be amazing because like Star Tours is old and you could tell it's like old, but it's still phenomenal. Like you're still Coruscant, hot. Like you go through all the planets. C-3PO is your driver, but like, and that 10 years, however old Star Tours is now, all these years later, with all the new technology and a whole land devoted to it, like it's like. It was literally just like, what? And then you go in the gift shop and you see like Alden Ehrenreich Han Solo socks. Yeah. And if you are a Disney World pass holder, like annual pass holder, they have shirts for Galaxy's Edge you can buy. Only if you're a pass holder though, you can't get it anywhere else. So that was, it was pretty phenomenal. But when I first got to Hollywood Studios, this isn't Hollywood Studios. When I first got there, we got a margarita. They have a fresh fruit stand, so we ran to it. We got a margarita because that's what you get at a fresh fruit stand. And all of a sudden, like music's playing, bah, bah, bah. And I'm like, I'm in Disney, and I'm looking all around, and Aaron grabs me, and goes, "It's Star Wars!" And I was like, "What?" I didn't include it. And then there's I'll drop it in right here.
Dropped.
Eyes and ears on me. You better believe eyes are on you. It will not be easy to crush the resistance, but it will be satisfying. If you pass information to the resistance, you will be considered a traitor and a target. Over here. At attention. We'll see you again. Advance.
So yeah, that was a parade. It was really cool.
Nice.
We just showed it.
Yeah. Live.
Anyway,
but yeah, let's it sounds awesome, and the videos you sent. Basically, whether you were away in your Instagram story, if the video started with your face like this, I did not watch it until I could tell that you were at a park, and then I watched most of them. Yeah, it was like the stuff you were taking pictures of, and we've been showing here. It's like, wow, if you're that blown away by miniatures, like it's true. I mean,
Yeah,
like, Star Wars, Disney does parks like nobody's business. You're just like, wow.
yeah, I'm not like Animal Kingdom. I'm not a big animal guy, so
Oh yeah.
but Aaron's a huge into animals, and we went, and I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's quite an experience. So, like, I hope that once Galaxy's Edge opens, maybe there'll be more of a presence of Star Wars. Which I'm not saying there isn't.
Hollywood Studios, there's a huge.
Which
they
I
have
didn't
like
go
they have
to,
two.
so
So they
I
have
experienced.
they have Star Tours, the one with a giant
Yeah,
AT-AT.
yeah.
But then they also have on the other one, it's the Star Wars docking bay, and you can meet Kylo Ren, BB-8,
Yeah,
and Chewie, and that you can buy all your toys. You can see the Han
Yeah.
Solo. They had Han Solo like wardrobes there and stuff.
But it'd be cool to see like Chewbacca. It doesn't, or like Phasma just walking through Magic Kingdom. I know it kind of throws
Well,
off
she did
the
that in
brand,
Hollywood
but-
Studios, though.
Yeah. So,
But that's how
maybe
Disney
nice.
does it. Is like, you're at this park, you're at this park.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was, the parade was where the marching of the First Order was pretty.
Nice. Yeah.
And there was
That
like,
looked cool.
yeah, it was like they come right to your face too. And when you're half into a margarita at 11 a.m.,
You were delting so hard.
it'll get you. It will get you. But before I even did that, I was in Florida, and I didn't think I would get a chance to watch the first episode of the La Resistance of the Resistance show. But it was myself and Aaron and our nieces and nephew.
Right.
And so we're like, go to bed. We got to wake up early in the morning, go to Disney. And of course, all I hear is the TV on, because we obviously rented a place, and their room had a TV on.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. So I walk in, and they're watching Resistance.
Oh my God.
And I was like, and I look at the watch. I don't have a watch, but I looked at it. Like, hey, it's been on for like 5 minutes. Or I think it's 5 or 10 minutes at that point. And I just turned to my nephew, and I go, what do you think? And he goes, I really like it. It's funny.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so it's got his approval. I asked my niece, she's 11. What do you think? She goes, yeah, it's good. And then I like slammed their door, ran in, went in my bed, turned on the TV, and I was like, I'm watching Resistance. So have you had a chance to see the first episode?
Negative, and I'm going to check on Google Play to see if Canada has it. Probably not. I want to see it hardcore because I heard last week or the week before they introduced a new character voiced by. God, this is why I wish I kept my notes from Lord of the Rings. Elijah Woods, thank you. He's playing this character that Kaz, the main character, races against, or they race towards the ring. So it's like, oh, you shall not pass, or something along those lines. So like really giving that like Lord of the Rings sort of thing to it. But yeah, did you find it?
Nope. But yeah, so I only saw the first episode. Maybe it was 2 episodes. I have no idea. I just know I watched it, and I was like, it's getting too late. But I watched the whole thing, and it was pretty good. I heard from one of our viewers, Austin. He was like, he liked it. I think he saw the first 3 episodes. I honestly don't even know how much I watched. I just put on the Disney Channel in the United States of America. Yeah. I know the UK is having trouble watching it right now.
Yeah.
Well, when I say I know, I mean the people on Facebook that say I'm from the UK and I can't find it. That's how. So maybe it is there, and they just are idiots and they don't know. So if you're from the UK and you're like, no, it's on.
If you're
BBC.
from the UK and you're an idiot, double check.
No, but if you're in the UK right now and you're like, actually, it's on BBC Two, then you can like let me know that I'm wrong. But from what I've heard, it's hard. So I don't. It's not. I guess it hasn't been on here.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I maybe I'll check my box upstairs. My Rogers box upstairs. I should be on XD technically, but I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the last 4 episodes of Rebels, they screwed us over hard. So
yeah, this is all disconcerting for me when it comes down to like Disney opening their streaming service soon. Disney Play. That's the working title.
They're doing a lot on that. There's a lot of crap happening.
I mean, while we were gone, obviously the Mandalorian news came out, and that's pretty wild. So.
Actually, for all of you that watch us regularly and know how our hard ups on when we record stuff and news drops, the plot synopsis
yeah.
for the Mandalorian dropped when we were supposed to be recording, but we did not, and we were in the same room, and we were like, should we record? And then Rob was like, I'm excited! And I was like, I don't know what that means, Rob. Like, stop watching things on your computer that you shouldn't be. And then he sent me that, and I was like, Brock, look at this. And you're like, I'm way too tired.
Yeah, it's... But yes, sorry, we went away. We're excited for it. All the director announcements and just pictures and stuff. Like, did you see the picture, I think it was last week, or maybe a week before, of Jon Favreau and George Lucas?
Wait.
George Lucas.
I'm recreating it.
Yeah, exactly what I'm bringing up on set of The Mandalorian. And George Lucas is just holding his phone like this. Like, he's like, maybe if I do this, he won't see me take a selfie, even though I'm getting a picture with him right now. I need some Coke. Yeah.
I love that. I mean, Jon Favreau. So when I read the synopsis of The Mandalorian, I was like, that's cool.
Yeah. I
was not blown away like I know a lot of people were. When I saw the first image of The Mandalorian, I was like, okay. Because I like Jango more than Boba. Shoot me now. I don't care. But I do. And I was like, oh, this... Then he has the gun from the holiday special.
Which is like... And it doesn't even have to look like it works. As long as you hold it, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, and I like... The thing that is cool is obviously Jon Favreau loves Mandalore. He played a Mandalorian in Clone Wars. And you know, Filoni's directing the pilot episode, which is awesome.
Yep.
George Lucas came by. But the thing that's cool is it's the Mandalorians. It was about the Mandalorians. So they found this way where they're like... where they're going to like shoot Boba Fett aside. Like, no, Boba Fett's still cool, whatever. But we have this new Mandalorian that we can do whatever we want with.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to be in Mandalore. He can be anywhere in the galaxy we want him to be. And he can tie into the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, the sequel trilogy, whatever.
Because it takes place after Return of the Jedi, right?
I think it's 7 years after Jedi or New Hope. I'm not sure. It's 7 years after... No, not New Hope. That would be dumb.
All I'm saying is that just make the show. Make all new characters. Maybe drop in a random... Like,
I think you have to...
You know,
at some point, you have to have
or
a
whatever.
cameo,
Make a mention, blah, 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 all that. I mean, Jabba the Hutt's not in the Solo, but he gets mentioned, and you're like, oh! But make your show. Try something new. And if it doesn't do well, then you slide in Boba Fett. He's like, I just came for the Sarlacc pit, or something like that.
The thing is, well, how can that, like... Okay, maybe I'm not fanboy enough on Boba Fett for this, but figure this one out. You have a character, he's a Mandalorian armor. Yeah. He looks super cool. He has Boba Fett's gun from the holiday special. Isn't that basically what Boba Fett is?
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
Like, Boba Fett, aside from, like, the Clone Wars, but as an adult, he has there's no real characteristic of Boba Fett.
No, I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying.
No, I know what you're saying, but like
service, like when you're like, I don't know if the show's going to do well.
Like just changing the color of the armor is kind of weird. No, I know what you're saying. Yeah. It's weird to me. Like if they're like, "Boom, it's coming this week," I don't know.
I think it has legs because everyone's interested in Mandalorians, and even though we've seen so much of them in Clone Wars and Rebels, I don't feel like we've gotten a full explanation. It's sort of like, here they are, and then it's like, okay, now the Empire rules.
Do you think
then what happens? You know what I mean? Like,
but
I know people probably have an answer, but like, you know what I mean? Like, where are they? Sort of thing.
But is this just about one Mandalorian on like an adventure?
That's I hope Crimson Dawn gets roped in somehow, though. I would also like a Han Solo number 2 movie. Because since I've been gone, I read the Solo
you wrote
novel.
it?
I wrote it.
Oh,
my
bought
name
it?
is Mur Lafferty.
You actually bought it.
Yeah, I know. I bought it and I'm like, wait. So I read it and it's so good.
There are pictures.
Yeah. Oh, it's a straight up movie thing. But I like the book. There's a lot of extra stuff in it, and actually it's interesting reading it after John Kasdan's Twitter thing, because like a lot of that stuff gets used in the book. So I mean, and then all the like, I think except for the snowball fight, all the deleted scenes get used in this book. So it's good, and I'm like, this is a good movie. I know we already know that I liked it, but like reading it, I'm like, yeah, like I want a second one of these movies, and it would be like the only reason I bring it up is like Crimson Dawn and The Mandalorian would be cool, but if the plan in the Solo verse is that Crimson Dawn crumbles at some point because of or whatever, maybe Jabba takes over, maybe not, I don't know, because it's never really mentioned in the current canon outside of Solo. Yes, no, I don't know. Maybe in the comics, but you know, like they're starting to build it in the movie world. So like, it would be cool if it's also in the Mandalorian. So, I mean, underground syndicates, you need several, because then otherwise, Jabba can't just be in charge. Then he wouldn't worry if Han Solo drops his cargo, or maybe he would. And we've lost James.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, it opens with him stealing the car, or the hover car, whatever it's called.
Lady
Can you tell I'm tired?
I like Lady Proxima.
Yeah, I love that name.
Nice.
So anyways, I read that. It's good. Check it out.
I love the movie. Shoot me.
Yeah, it's expanded edition.
So I guess I think side Akbar here. Mm-hmm. I was looking at memes the other day, mm-hmm. and there was a meme, and there was a the way I saw this one, there was a picture of K2SO turning back, and it said that I find that answer vague and what does he say?
I don't know.
God damn. I find that answer vague and Anyway, so it was a meme of that. But first of all, the picture looked like it was from like a VHS company. Nice. It was weird. That's what I thought. So I was like, what? And like, what is this referencing? So I scrolled up and it said, people who like, which trilogy do you like the best? Mm. And it was like, I like them all equally or something. So I wanted to ask you a question. Because everyone's going to be like, I like this prequel, this trilogy, the prequel trilogy, the original trilogy, the sequel trilogy. Is it possible to like the sequel trilogy the best at this point in time?
Well, so sequel trilogy, are we including Rogue One and Solo? If we're just talking 7, 8, and soon to be 9. Yeah, I think so.
I think you could call it, or I think you have to add the spin-offs now to it. You go, which trilogy you like the best, or the spin-offs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think right now you can be like, I think after 9 comes out, go for it. But right now it's only 2 movies. It's not even a trilogy.
Yeah. I had a thought about this. I couldn't remember what it was. I'll think of it later. But it's
like them all.
It's a fun movie. Do I think that there's more we could have done in it? Yeah.
What's
but
a fun movie?
Whatever. Sorry. Last Jedi.
I like Last Jedi.
Force Awakens is also good. I like these movies. I kind of don't care because it's like you're making me new characters for Star Wars. That's like I can't think of a character that I don't like. Like,
well, I can think of plenty.
There's like, I know Maz Kanata, but like,
I was thinking of different movies.
They're not all crazy interesting at the same level. Like, I like Rey, I like Kylo, I like Finn, I like Poe. I'll watch 5 more movies with them. That'd be cool. But anyways, like, they're fun, and like, especially in this one, like Beckett is an awesome character. Like, you kind of wish he did not die. But
I think the spoilers, I haven't seen it yet. I think the spin-offs have done a better job with characters than the sequel.
Yeah,
the trilogy has.
Yeah.
But I think 9 should fix that. I think Rey is as we're gonna get. I think we've got as much growth out of Rey as we're ever gonna get out of her.
Yeah, fair.
But it's not.
Is it not fair?
Amazing. I think Maz Kanata is going to be better in 9 because I think J.J. Abrams knows who she is, and she won't be shoehorned in with a jetpack. Maybe she'll have a jetpack. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think Phasma's not going to be in it. I'm weird with Phasma. I like Phasma.
Yeah.
But
Phasma is Boba Fett, where you're like, oh, that looks cool.
But the problem is
nothing really happens.
But they
the
wanted her to be Boba. Like the problem was they wanted her to be Boba Fett, and Boba Fett, you can't be like, this is our Boba. No, Boba Fett just happens.
Yeah.
The fans decide, like how Andrew became our Boba Fett. Like the people just decide, like they attach to something.
Yeah.
Whereas Phasma, like, we're gonna do it, but Phasma was ruined at the end of The Force Awakens. It was like when she's like, "Yeah, I'll put the shields down, whatever." I don't really care. Like that kind of diminished her character in a way where there was no returning for it. It's like you should just let her die in the garbage chute, maybe, or the trash compactor, because there's no coming back. You can't, like, the character now is weak and there's no fear anymore. That was the downfall of Phasma for me. Finn, I love Finn.
Yeah,
I think Finn has the potential to be the best of the new characters. Poe, Rian Johnson had the best handle on, I will say, in the last Jedi. He had the best arc of them all. Whether you like it or not, that's
and like recently, Oscar Isaac said that they're allowing them to be a lot more creative with things and improv a lot of things. So that's kind of fun. Like sometimes that could be bad, but like it's sort of like you have an idea of what your character is, go with it. So
I think Luke is the most intriguing in going into 9.
Yeah, because also Mark Hamill last week announced that I have it here. He tweeted, "I mentioned keeping my Star Wars opinions to myself, and what happened? It triggers an avalanche of questions about the next one. All I can say is yes, I'm in it. Other than that, just considered Episode 9 comment."
But
who lets Mark Hamill talk anymore?
But Disney announced him in the press release for the cast.
Yeah. We're like, this is not news.
But then people ran out like, breaking, Mark Hamill says it. But my question is, to you, Brock, will he be Force Ghost Luke a la Obi-Wan?
Mm-hmm.
Will he be more of what maybe JJ, we've talked about this in the past, more of what JJ Abrams kind of wanted Luke to become?
Which was what?
I don't know. I don't know. Like JJ Abrams wrote Force Awakens and he goes, this is how Luke's going to be. And then Rian Johnson said, well, this is how Luke's actually going to be. But then when Luke, the brilliant thing about Luke dying is when you, and Rian Johnson knew this too when he did it.
Yeah.
And in his mind, he had to die. And the brilliant thing about him dying is now in 9, you basically have a clean Luke Skywalker slate like you did in 7. Because now he is a ghost, which ultimately he was going to become anyway. So you can all cry about him dying. But at the end of this, he was going to become a Force Ghost regardless. Mm-hmm. So now he's a Force Ghost for an entire movie where he could potentially be the most powerful Force Ghost Jedi thing ever.
Yeah.
So he could be what J.J. Abrams had him. Because remember, there's that ending of The Force Awakens when the rocks roll around because he was so powerful in the Force.
Right.
There is a plausibility of that being the case now in 9, where J.J. Abrams can make Luke do the Luke things, and I don't want to say fan service because I really feel like they won't fan service, but fans want more from Luke. And do you think we're going to get just like, oh, Rey, you need to go and lift a rock? Or are we going to get Luke being like, I got to go take my bloodline out?
Yeah. I think it would be interesting if he was still reluctant, even as a Force Ghost who is one with the Force. Here's an alternative of how he could be in the movie. He's all in flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, because what we want to know is what happened with his new Jedi Order. What happened between him and Kylo. So just CG it so he looks young again and just tell us what really happened. Because I think one of the profound things of The Last Jedi is like we're given 3 sides of the same story and we're like, I think both of them are lying. And I think that's relevant. I think it's interesting because as much as they depict Luke in Last Jedi as like, oh, this is all a joke. We shouldn't care. This is not worth it. Don't become a Jedi. I give up. What did that? And that's like to have it from I just saved the universe in Return of the Jedi, and then first time we hear him, he's throwing his lightsaber over. Like, what happened? I think a lot of fans want to know what that is, and I think you could spend a whole movie on it, and it can affect the current characters as well.
Do you think they will, or do you think the point of all of that was that we don't know, and that
I don't know.
I think Ryan Johnson doesn't want us to know. But yeah, but then
Which is, I don't hate it. Again, I wish I gotta write my ideas down because I was thinking about this too. Because it's sort of like this kind of works. How Ryan Johnson wrote The Last Jedi does work. I just can't think of the example I had in my head, but it's just like it's valid. His story. I guess my point in my head was like, this is how he wrote it. This is how he saw it. Like,
I still really think a lot of people would be more on board if he doesn't. Yeah. The first thing he does isn't throw the lightsaber over his shoulder like Bugs Bunny.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because it's like when you read a lot of fantasy movies, or read a lot of, or you see a lot of fantasy movies or read a lot of like fantasy books where it's like maybe they discover some kind of thing that gives them power, like a sword or whatever. But there's no one there to explain it to them. Usually, somehow it works out because you're in touch with it. But like that's the same idea with Luke, where it's like he doesn't really have teachers. He does, but for short periods of time. So it's like he has to go and find it out himself. So there's like a large window of failure, which maybe he doesn't fail because he becomes the Jedi that he needs to be at the end of Last Jedi. But he discovers the truth of the Jedi Order, and because there's no one there to really like converse with him, he decides, oh, this is all BS. Da 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 da. So like that works, and I kind of like that. But of course, we don't really get that explanation in the movie. That's why I think Last Jedi would be perfect for that. And we're ending the Skywalker saga. Give us something to be happy about with Luke. I don't know.
Well, the other thing is Luke having a lot of his scenes with Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be really beneficial? I think it might be actually cool. While you're saying that, I was thinking this. If Rey is they need to figure something out with Kylo.
Yeah.
Because Kylo, I don't know what the hell 9's going to be about. That's what's funny. Yeah. But they need to figure out something out with Kylo. So Rey's like, I need to figure this out. So she goes and she meditates for days and days. Yeah. And this is like the struggle that I want. I want Rey to have some struggle. And I'm not saying the Mary Sue thing. I'm saying I find it. Maybe this is me because I'm old. I learned that at Disney. That I'm actually, you know what? No. At Disney, I think I was younger than half the people there, mentally.
Yeah.
But just storytelling ways. I don't care. Like, Brock, I don't care, Brock, that you could put your shirt on. I want to see the first time when you put the sleeve over your. Like, that's what I want to see. I want to see the struggle. I want to see you learning.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
And I haven't got that from Rey yet. But how would it be if she was like, I got to figure it out. She meditates and she can't figure, and then eventually she finally. And this is just subtle stuff. And she does it, and then she sees a force vision of what you just said. The fourth and most accurate depiction of what went down in that time. Yeah. That's the giant flashback we get. So it's not really a flashback because it's Rey with rocks all around her.
Yeah.
And then she's like taken to this time because she still has this connection with Kylo. So maybe she uses that. She finds a way. I don't know. I'm not writing this. And then she gets back, though, and she sees that episode of what happened between the two Skywalkers. And
then, meanwhile, back at the First Order, Hux is like, I don't like it. Anyways, we need some Star Wars now, please. Thank you. Please.
Do you want to do the news?
Let's do the news. Most of this is probably old, but we'll start with something fairly new. Jon
Favreau
Williams has been hospitalized. He was on a tour, I believe, and he had to cancel early because of his health. He is, I think, I didn't look up the update because this was like a news from 2 days ago or so. But he's not doing well, so our heart is out to him. Obviously, priority right now is getting better. And sure, this will be an ongoing story throughout the next few weeks. And hopefully it turns out okay. But, sometimes it's just how life goes. We already lost Gary Kurtz a couple weeks ago. We missed that. He was like a pivotal person in the original Star Wars, so it's hard to hear that you lose people that had like this image that like the creative forces behind the original Star Wars. So R.I.P. to him. So sorry for the downer, but like I just want to throw it out. We're talking about Star Wars, so we got to talk about that. Meanwhile, 2 days ago they showed a picture that they're like, here's a set from episode 9, and it looked kind of cool, like a forest jungle, and there's like ruins and stuff. Blown right open, it was a fake story. Or not a fake story, it's this picture from a set from Pirates of the Caribbean, No Man's Land.
It was, look, Andrew Fantasia took a picture of his backyard and said, look, it's Star Wars.
I forget what it was called. I wrote it down. Which one was it? Whatever. Anyways, look it up. It's on YouTube, and it's legit. From when you look at it, like, yeah, that looks more like pirates. But you're kind of, it's amazing though. Any like leaked photo of Star Wars, you're like, I don't know if you did. I zoomed in. I'm like, oh, that's definitely ruins. Maybe they're in a temple of some sort. I'm like, oh, what's this rubble? Maybe that's like a spaceship or a starfighter.
I zoomed in and saw Johnny Depp, and I was like, well, that's weird. He's like, oh, I'm in this movie!
When I first saw it, I thought it was like a miniature set. And then I really looked at it, I was like, oh, that's a genie boom crane there. That's huge. So, yeah, so that is all BS. But this is our life for the next, what, year?
Year and a month.
Because people are just constantly trying to find, like, Richard E. Grant keeps being brought up. The same story over and over again. He's like, they thought he was Thrawn. He's like, I'm not.
He is.
But it keeps getting recycled in stories, mostly because we don't have any news. But
he's Rey's father's brother's mother.
And then, of course, Mark Hamill says things, and we all panic. I haven't read the issue yet, but in Darth Vader number 22, we get our first female Sith Lord Master. Her name is Darth
Kira.
Ooh. Darth Sarah Shah. Sorry, Lady Shah. So I haven't read the article. Comic. It's in the storyline where it's explaining how Vader sets up his castle on Mustafar, and it's pretty wild because he's given this helmet that's like got the spirit of a Sith Lord in it. I forget what it's called. Sith Lord Momin. I believe I'm 2 issues behind, but she was revealed in this week's issue. I will read it and report back, but it looks like it's pretty wild to the point that I saw after reading that article, I was like, oh, there's a lot of articles talking about Darth Vader now, because it's interesting that these comics are really sparking people's interest in it. To a point, like I saw one person saying, oh, this is definitely how we'll get a Force Ghost Vader in episode 9. I'm like, ooh, maybe. I didn't read it again. So it's all theories, of course, but like that's interesting. I like that the Star Wars comics are being taken seriously by the fans to the point of like, hey, this is valid, and there is this overlap with books and the movies like it always has, but now it's happening at the exact same time. So your thoughts?
No, I haven't read them, but I keep seeing all the stories and stuff. And Hawk's Holocron, Scotty Hawk, he reads them all the time. He posts stuff, and I'm like, damn, this looks good. Yeah,
it's really good. The art is really good. The book is really good. It opens. I think he does something. I can't remember what it is, but Palpatine gives him a Naboo cruiser, like the very same. He looks at the reflection and sees Padme. Then they go to Mustafar because it's like, oh, I could give you Naboo. It's like, no, I want Mustafar. So he goes with an Imperial like architect to go build it. And as they're entering the atmosphere of Mustafar, they're like ignoring all the like. He's going super, super fast, and they're ignoring everything to the point that the crew thinks they're gonna die. But then they land. And they come outside, and the shininess of the Naboo starfighter is like, it's just black and grizzled and stuff. It's like, now it's better. Like, I'm like, whoa! To the point that like this would be a sweet movie. So if you're not reading Darth Vader, what is wrong with you? Poe Dameron's over. What are you gonna read? Huh? What are you gonna read?
Andrew Fantasia's
Dr.
new big
Aphra?
side
You should read that too. But like, Yeah, Darth Vader, number
Yeah.
19, I think, to 22, knocking it out of the park. I will read it, and I will talk about it next week. It's great. Also, another final news thing. I don't know why I'm supporting something else. The Star Wars Twitter. Go to it. They have some really cool pictures of pumpkins because it is Halloween times.
We're going to do a Halloween show, hopefully.
Hopefully. And somebody painted a pumpkin to look like a Death Star. Didn't really carve it. Just has the sphere for the what is the Death Star gun called?
Big shot gangster putting together a crew.
Stop reading the book. Anyways, it's cool. Check it out. All right. That has been the Hollow
By the way,
News.
shout out Bob Iger. I think I tried. I don't even know if I said that. I'm so tired. Shout out to Bob Iger for admitting that it was he who screwed up and said we need too much Star Wars too soon. We talked about that for a long time. Like, when are we going to get sick of Star Wars? Apparently, it happened 4 movies in. Good on him to slow it down. No, seriously, though. Yeah. Slow it down. Star Wars should be an experience. It should be an event film. Yeah. We should be like, Holy Mother of Trucks.
Yep.
That's like Mac from Cars, the Cars movies, Mac.
Mac and me.
He would be the his wife is the Holy Mother of Trucks. But just give I love it. Solo's possibly my favorite of the 4 new ones.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's not a pissing contest. Who gives a crap? But it's more streaming service, like Disney Play material. Episode 9, theatrical.
Yeah. Wow us.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you know what? Yeah, you're like, Rogue One, I can give you Rogue One for the theater.
Yeah.
Because you're like, this is the Death Star, remember that? And you're like, yes, that's an event. Solo's a character.
Yeah.
Streaming service. Event, make us excited. But I don't know. I think I'm curious to see when the Game of Thrones stuff comes out because all new characters, are people still going to care about Star? When I say people, I don't mean you guys listening and watching.
You're not people, you animals.
No, because they have our money.
Yeah,
they have our money. They know, they knew when I bought a Disney World pass that Star Tours was happening. They knew it. They know. But are they going to have other people's money?
Yeah.
Are people going to be like, well, Luke Skywalker's not in it? What is it?
Yeah.
That is what I'm intrigued about. Because, look, Lord of the Rings, Avatar, these things haven't had... I mean, Lord of the Rings has books, but they didn't have the Star Wars name attached to them, and they still were able to become big box office things. Can Star Wars itself?
Yeah. I think it's possible. Look at it's somewhat different. It wasn't Marvel Studios, but look at Spider-Man and X-Men in the early 2000s. And look where we are now. We are getting a Spider-Verse. It's a cartoon, but it's a full-length movie in theaters. The Spider-Verse.
With Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson.
Who's not okay, Jess?
He's not okay. Anyways, let's go to top 5. Top 5 is this week is our favorite things that happened when we weren't recording. I guess it's kind of weird because it's newsworthy. You kind of want to put in Gary Kurtz there, but it's like, that's not my favorite. I don't like that he passed away. But that's an interesting story. So maybe it's more our top interesting things.
Well, no, our top things that aren't sad.
Yeah. I didn't put Gary Kurtz in there, but honorable mention because that's a big deal. So.
He's more of that was a huge thing to happen.
Exactly.
Number 5. I'll go. Charles Wendig being fired.
Oh, interesting.
I call him Charles. It's Chuck. Charlie. So I used to follow him on the Twitters.
Yeah. I was interested when I saw this and I told you, and you're like, oh yeah, I know. Yeah,
because I followed him on Twitter. Now I don't follow a ton of. I don't know. Is he even a celebrity? I actually met him at Star Wars Celebration by accident, and his agent told me to go away because he had his booth and he was there, and I was there. And I go, oh hi. Yeah. It was weird. I didn't. There was a line. I didn't really care because I don't really care. So anyway, I follow a few people. If I find them interesting, Gary Whitta, who wrote Rogue One, I follow him. He's how I found out about the Inkshares website and stuff like that. So I follow him. I follow Barry Jenkins, Kasdan.
Yeah.
Like, but not a lot. There's like a handful that I follow.
Yeah.
Because I mostly don't care about what people have to say. It's true.
It's true. That's fair. You're allowed to do that.
And you know what? Some of them put political posts every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I don't care. It's their own Twitter. They can do whatever the hell they want with it.
Yeah.
And I actually, and you know what? And some of them are like, if you don't like it, just stop following me. And I haven't actually said that to them. But like, because again, it's their personal Twitter. They can do whatever they want. I do whatever I want on it.
Yeah.
But Chuck Wendig, for me, I follow him because he's a writer and all that, and he wrote Star Wars Aftermath and stuff. And I was following. But he almost tweeted, for me, this is a personal opinion on it, and it has nothing to do with his firing, really, but it was almost to the point where it was exhausting to read the tweets every day, because it would be like 100 of them, and they were very mean-spirited in a lot of ways. And the thing is, and again, for me, I didn't think, he should get fired for this. That was not what I was thinking at all. But there were times when I was like, he is representing, Lucasfilm and all these other publishing companies that he works with. Like he's representing. It's like, and I think it's the same in the States, like an ESPN guy or a TSN person here. That's our sports channel. When they have an account, it's like Brock Smink, TSN.
Yeah.
And then your thing will be like, the views are my own. But you still have to be respectful to a point. I thought Chuck Wendig at times got way too far.
Yeah.
So I actually stopped following him because I just was like, there's just so much. And I get it. You don't like Trump. But it was like there was so much going on. And then hating towards fans that hated Star Wars. And we've talked about it. There are some fans that I can't stand that don't like Star Wars.
But they're entitled to their opinion like we are. So
and like it just seemed
like roll with it.
It seemed like very like reactive.
Yeah.
And so I had to cut ties. And then so it kind of didn't surprise me in a lot of ways that he got canned. But I mean, I get it's tricky because we're like the James Gunn thing. I'm totally on the opposite side where I think James Gunn got screwed. I mean, he's doing Suicide Squad, so he's rich, whatever. Yeah. But like, I think that it was kind of a raw deal there. Whereas this one, I kind of got more. But anyway, that was sorry to go into. I just wanted to explain that.
Yeah, I mean, he gets fired from Marvel for this comic that was going to come out. I forget.
And now they're not apparently releasing the Vader comic.
Yeah,
apparently.
it's all.
So I feel bad, but I also think, look, it's 2018. We should not be surprised by Twitter, and you should. And sorry, Rob, but like, if you write something, you're like, James, you the next chapter of your book that I read was stupid. You're a piece of ass. I don't want to swear.
Yeah.
I like 2018. I should look at that and be like, oh. And then I should swear, and then write to you. Sorry, you don't like it, bro.
Yeah, that's that.
And that because it's 2018, we all know that everybody is looking at this. So anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird time we're living in, where like there's checks and balances that are happening, but then we're really hearing a lot of people's inner monologue way too much. My number 5 favorite things we missed since we were gone: Kathleen Kennedy getting a renewed contract because a lot of people got mad. Hey, whatever. Like, not all these movies are perfection, but like I've liked what she's done so far. So more of that. She's not technically making these movies, somebody else is, but she's in charge and making these decisions. So whatevs. She's still in. Hooray for everything. My number 4, I'll go because it's your number 5. Chuck Wendig getting fired from Marvel. What a train wreck. And it's sort of like, man, you had like, because he wrote a lot of things for Star Wars. Like he kind of was that guy.
He's in more comics, but he did the Aftermath trilogy.
Yeah,
and he did
so
a story.
Once you're in, you're in. Like people like Timothy Zahn and Kevin J. Anderson made careers out of writing Star Wars books. So like, and like books aren't going to go away. They may stop making movies at some point for a while. These things are still going to be made. So, what's your number 4?
I had a new one, but now I can't think of. You just said something that made me go, that happened, and I was really excited. Can I see yours? It's not there. Well, yeah, but my next one was actually Kathleen Kennedy renewed. I think she's done a really good job.
Yeah.
Personally, I think, you know, J.J. Abrams episode 9, everybody was excited about it, whether you like the movie or not. I don't care. Everybody was excited.
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson was an inspired choice, whether you like the movie or not. You can't deny it was an inspired choice, and I think I think when he pitched it, it came across exactly how you feel, like a lot of people feel about it, and I think there might be some disconnect somewhere.
Yeah.
That is lost, but I think it was an inspired choice. When Ryan Johnson was hired, I was way more excited for Ryan Johnson than J.J. Abrams, and Trevorrow also. I was just so excited about Ryan Johnson because I thought he was a tremendous filmmaker. I still do. Rogue One.
What the?
Rogue One was a great movie. It was the first spin-off, and it was exciting, and it was something else. And Solo, I just love Solo. But she hasn't. I will. The thing that's weird is it's almost like, well, she hasn't done anything, taking a chance on anything. But then again, you're like, well, actually, Episode 8, Last Jedi, has a huge chance.
Yeah.
Solo was a chance, and it was. You know, you can look at it as a swing and a miss. I hear it's doing really well on DVD and Blu-ray and digital and all that. So, who knows? But I think Iger, look, he said it was him, and I think he said, we bought you, Lucasfilm. We want a movie a year. Bring it to us.
Yeah.
And I think if Solo wasn't Solo and Solo was Episode 9, they just go. I think if they could go back, they probably would have done 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3 in a row. But I don't know what the hell my number. Like I have a bunch written down, but there was something else that happened that I was like.
My number 3 is the announcements of the Mandalorian directors. Now we know Jon Favreau's in charge, but we saw Taika Waititi announced. Oh no! Why? Check. So
every time you
stop.
Every time you hit it, it would flicker.
That's fine. We're still recording there, so just cut this part out. Taika Waititi, Bryce Dallas Howard, from Clone Wars, Dave Filoni. That's exciting. So Bryce Dallas Howard, where is that coming from? I don't know, but I'm excited that it's a whole bunch of different directions, so we'll get a different vibe in each episode. I mean, that's typical for TV shows. But you know, I'm all for it. Do you remember your number 3?
Yeah, because they're all like the same here. George Lucas, Star Wars slowing the F down. I kind of already talked about this.
Yeah,
but Star Wars slowing down. That's great news. I mean, it is and it's not, because we're going to get the Disney Play. Like I said, the Disney Play is going to be what I think we're going to be talking a lot about. What's happening there?
Yeah.
I think that's going to guide us through to the next event film. So that's my number 3.
My number 2 is the Mandalorian title and image reveal. So
mine too.
Favreau saying like, it's called the Mandalorian and this is what happens and look at this picture and look at this gun. So I was just like, ooh. I mean, if we had been recording, we would have talked for an hour about all this stuff, and we've seen almost relatively nothing. But you know, like just stuff like that. That's like, yeah. Perfect. You have a number 2? Is that what you said?
Number 2 is George Lucas visiting the set of The Mandalorian.
Taking an awkward picture.
Actually, no, my number 2 is General Grievous coming to Battlefront 2 finally.
Oh, yes. That was one of my news things I cut, yeah. That's crazy. And people are like, Battlefront 2 is still relevant? I'm like, sure, why not?
I haven't played it in a while, but I'm going to because I want to play as Grievous. I like my prequel characters. I don't even care.
Yeah, and it's mostly prequel characters, and they're all voiced from the TV show, I believe.
So I'm super excited for Grievous. You know, everyone knows I'm a huge Darth Maul fan, who's now no longer just a prequel guy. What? Well, I can't remember what. You said something that made me go, that is it, and I went to write it on my phone, and by the time I picked it up and hit the thing, I forgot what it was. But you said something that sparked. My number 1 is
spark the flame that will spark the resistance.
My number 1 is the first image of the Mandalorian.
My number 1 is Resistance premiered. I can't watch it, but I'm excited.
I saw the first episode. His name is Kaz.
Anyways, This has been another 4-week late.
At one time, you're gonna love Resistance.
Yeah, I'm excited. I hope to see it. I guess I'll have to illegally watch it somehow. This is on you, Lucasfilm. You could have taken my money. You take my money.
Yeah, I'd buy it right now
Take
if I
it.
could. I didn't know that it wasn't here because I was over there. Like I literally had no idea.
Yeah.
I would have watched. No, I would. Yeah, I don't know. What are you gonna do? I watched what I could, and that's that. You know, you could. Oh no, because Google, you can't. Sorry, Brock.
Anyway, this has been another episode of Rebel Scum Podcast. Hopefully this record worked properly. If you're hearing me, it did. If you didn't, well, I don't know what else to say. Anyways, I'm Brock. This is James. We're back. We're sorry. Please love us again.
We'll do more. And next week, Halloween.
We will quit our jobs so we can just do this.
God, I wish.
I'm going to need money for rent, though.
Daryl, give him money. This is my Halloween. Next
James,
week's Halloween show.
As always, it's a delight to have you in my home, in my basement.
Death Star explosion.
Let's get out of here, kid.
Brock, you were always scum.
Late Rebel Scum. Boom.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.